Borderline personality disorder, BPD. Well, I'm going to say right now, for anybody watching, you are very special. You are more special than you even have the slightest idea of. You have so much potential, untapped potential, that you haven't even begun to scratch the surface of. You are amazing. Actually, you're more than amazing. You are something that is so indescribable that there are no words that will do it justice. And yet, if you're like me, you're probably thinking I'm full of crap right now. You yourself probably don't feel that you're this thing that is so incredibly great that there's not even a word for it. You're probably feeling the opposite. Feeling worthless, depressed, hopeless, lost, abandoned, monstrous. I usually always used to feel like I was a monster. I always compared myself to a monster. Where do these thoughts come from? When do we start to have that dialogue in our head that tells us these things? Mine goes back so far, I have no remember. I don't remember a time where I didn't have the thoughts in my head telling me that I was bad and worthless. And just all these negative thoughts about myself constantly. From the moment I wake up until the time I go to sleep, sometimes even past the time I go to sleep. And in my dreams I'll have these intrusive negative thoughts. They don't come from me. I didn't come up with this line of thinking. These are all things that were told to me by others that wanted to beat me down and keep me submissive. And you know what? It's worked. It's worked this whole entire time. Let these negative, intrusive thoughts cloud my thinking and run like a record on repeat over and over and over again for years, building up all of these loop of, because I think it becomes reality. Like, I didn't start off thinking I was worthless and a piece of crap and a monster and all of this. The people wanting to oppress me and keep me down and keep me from accessing the greatness that I am filled my head with these thoughts. And then these thoughts become reality because I keep repeating them, and it causes this just chain of constant failure and never succeeding because I've already failed before I even try. These negative thoughts shut me down before I even do anything. We don't realize how powerful these intrusive negative thoughts can be. And we get brainwashed, and then we start believing that these thoughts are our own because they have our voice and they sound like us. We've had them so long we can't distinguish between them and our own thoughts. Those thoughts are all wrong. They're lying to you. They're lying to you using your own voice, using your own emotions to keep you from realizing the greatness that you really are. Take all of those negative thoughts and consider just for a moment how it would be if they were the opposite. All that depression you feel, replace that with joy. How much joy would you feel if you could take all your depression and turn it into joy? You'd probably have so much joy your head would explode. It'd be a joygasm, the likes that nobody's ever seen. That should be your normal state. That's what you would be like if people hadn't lied to you and put all these negative thoughts into your head. That's why we keep believing it. It's everywhere. There's so much negativity directed at you, personally at you from others, that you don't even notice. None of us do. We've grown up with it. It's such a part of our society to treat people like shit, even if it's just in a joking way. Sometimes just because it's a joke doesn't make it alright. which is something I've been having a hard time wrapping my head around lately. What we put out into the world will come back to us. And we all throw out all of this negativity into the world without even thinking about it, without even realizing how powerful that is. And how much damage it can do. I don't even know really this whole scope of it. I'm just starting to realize these things now. I know I've done damage. I know for a fact I've done damage. Our words are like a poison. Well, it can be used as a poison. Infect people. We can't handle positivity. We've been trained to deny it. The reasoning, if you accept it, if you accept positivity and goodness into your life, then you become something that is unstoppable. You are free from this world. You can rise above it all with positivity.
Who the fuck are you? Yeah!
Question things more often. The norms are the things that I think we should question. At this point, not even thought about, not even questioned anymore. Like the fact that negativity is just fine and everyone puts up with it. That should not be something that we just accept. Why would we want to accept negativity? It does no good. It spreads. Wouldn't we all rather feel happy? I know I'm always saying I want to be happy, yet I never allow myself to be happy. I actually have another rule that contradicts the one rule about happiness. I am convinced that the moment I feel happy will be the day I die. Convinced. Because I've had so much depression and misery in my life, all caused by me allowing people's views and thoughts to affect my thinking. But I'm actually so filled with these negative thoughts that I am convinced that if I were to actually experience a moment of happiness, that would be the day that a giant space toilet would come and crush me. And that fear keeps me from allowing myself to be happy because I don't want to be squished by a space toilet. So here is your assignment for the week, or the day, or here's the point of the video, I guess. Try replacing, you know what, screw it, let's just do it for like 1 hour, just 1 hour. Try to replace all of the negativity in your mind with the positive counterpart to it. And just see what happens. I don't know if anything will happen. I haven't tried this at all. I'm just coming up with this out of the blue for no good reason. It's an experiment. Try it out. Let us know in the comments section down below what happened. If you really want to get doing something positive and feeling positive, you should go over to my Patreon page, where it has been proven that people joining my Patreon page have an increased elevation of positive feelings. It makes you feel better to become a patron. There's a link in the description below for that. If you just want a quick fix of like feeling good about yourself, there's a new thanks button that works kind of like a tip jar, also in the description, where you can just leave a thanks. Until next time, keep on keeping on.